the coaching staff, and we played Alex Van Pelt there coming back.
Mm-hmm.
It's his offense. What's it going to look like, and how are they going to play is a curious situation for me. And I was reading yesterday on ESPN, they ranked all the coaching staffs in the NFL.
Right.
So the Patriots come in 30th, and I should have sent a note to myself. Who was the worst coaching staff in the league? I'll have to effort and sign into my insider there to access that. But the Patriots are third from the bottom, 30th in the league. And it's accounting for the whole staff, Mayo, Van Pelt, Covington, etc. It says Gerard Mayo has held 3 jobs in the league. I thought this was a good point. I'd never really thought about it this way. He's held 3 jobs in the league. Patriots linebacker from 2008 to 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots linebacker coach from 2019 to 2023. And now Patriots coach. Like that's the man's had 3 jobs since he walked into the league. It's a good way of putting it. I mean, I know he had always been here, and I know he always worked under Bill and for Robert Kraft and with the pay. I got that. I never really thought about it that way. He was a player. He was the linebacker coach, kind of coordinator, and now he's the head coach, and that's it. Of all the new coaches, ESPN writes, he's the biggest question mark. That doesn't mean he'll be the worst or he can't succeed, but I agree with that. You just don't know a lot about what he does and how he'll function because he was under Bill Belichick and he played for Bill Belichick, and we just don't. He's never even called plays, for God's sakes. We say Van Pelt's never called plays. Van Pelt has at least here and there called plays. Mayo's never even called plays. He's never been a coordinator. I'm betting on Mayo, which I find to be a comical line. You just called him the biggest question mark, and now you're betting on him. What concerns me...
Good juice, probably.
Yeah, is his capacity to hire, and this is fair. Mayo has no connections throughout the league.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem like anybody wanted to come here and work for the Patriots or work with Mayo as a play caller. No one they wanted high on their list. They eventually backed into Alex Van Pelt. His capacity to hire. Offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt has been an NFL coach since 2006. The Patriots are the 6th team he has worked for, and this will be his 3rd crack as offensive coordinator. He hasn't called plays in all of those stops, but his 3rd crack as an offensive coordinator. He's as establishment as it gets. This isn't necessarily bad, of course. Van Pelt has a good quarterback-friendly offense, which serves both Jacoby Brissett, who played for Van Pelt in Cleveland, and rookie quarterback Drake May. But it isn't good either. New offensive coordinators such as Ryan Grubb, Brad Idzik, or Clint Kubiak are much more likely than Van Pelt to bring inventive ideas to the table. Now, I don't know if they were going to interview Grubb. I don't know if they were going to interview Idzik. Grubb is in Seattle. Idzik's in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Kubiak end up getting a job? Was it New Orleans? There was interest in Kubiak here, though. That is one that they were interested in here. And I don't even think he took an interview. I don't even think he took a job.
New Orleans Saints, yeah.
So I agree with that. It's just not a very inventive, not a very outside-the-box idea. And some of that is because who knows Gerard Mayo outside of guys who he played with or worked with here in New England. He has no connections throughout the league. And this is a criticism we had when they hired him. And it did come home to roost in this Van Pelt hire.
Jacoby.
By the way, the other 2 teams that are below the Patriots are the Commanders, Dan Quinn, Kingsbury, and Joe Whitt Jr. And
real quick, do you agree with that? Patriot staff or Washington staff?
I think I take the Washington staff.
Me too.
Yeah.
And now it's a defensive guy, but like maybe I'm really making this about Van Pelt versus Kingsbury. I'd definitely rather have Kingsbury than Van Pelt. And by the way, I don't think Kingsbury's great. But
Kingsbury was not good in Arizona.
I'd definitely rather have him than Van Pelt. And just so you don't think I'm contradicting myself, he's part of the Bill coaching tree. He's not. He was drafted by Bill. He played for Bill for like a year. He never coached here.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, there's enough separation there. He wouldn't be my ideal candidate. But it's Van Pelt or it's Kingsbury. I'd rather have Kingsbury.
Yeah. And 32, Las Vegas Raiders, which is Antonio Pierce, Luke Getsy, and Patrick Graham.
Now that's a player's coach.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that coaching staff. Pierce actually was okay last year, but that's another defensive guy. I don't like Luke Getsy. I'm sure Brian running Twitch is screaming down the hall about Luke Getsy. And so, that's probably a worse coaching staff, but there's not a lot of options there. So you can jump in on that. Meanwhile, the negotiations I think are interesting. We talked about Judon earlier this week. So never mind who's calling the shots, who's running the team, who's running the offense. What sort of connections do you have throughout the league? How inventive will the offense be? What will it look like? All these questions that we really won't find out.